And for the next topic, let's go to safeguarding, which is an important initiative from the EJU to ensure the federations have a guideline to protect the safety of all the athletes, volunteers, staff, coaches. And what can you tell us about the new safeguarding initiative?
Oh, this is a very important topic. We are a contact sport and we need to make sure that everybody practicing judo or being involved in judo must be safe. And there is examples in Europe, all over the world, when we speak about violence, when we speak about abuse. And this is also very important. Again, judo values, respect. How we can show respect and then we use abusive manners in the training. So also there, we want to create awareness. I think in many European countries already now it's very important. It's even part of the federal funding that you need to have a concept for the safety of your athletes, of your officials, of everybody involved. And we also created this knowledge database, these documents, this course, not with the goal to create a certificate. It's just about providing as much as possible information on the topic. What can you do? What are different types of issues which can happen, how you address these issues. Of course, there is a legal matter also, but I think our guidance must be our judo values. So respect and proper behavior is really, really important. So also here, I know that federations start from different levels. You have maybe UK or Germany with very sophisticated systems. Maybe in other countries it's not that developed yet. But as European Judo Union, we have a responsibility to enable our federations to create the safest possible environment. And I'm sure that the vast majority of people behave very well. But we have to make sure that those who want to misuse judo and want to misuse training situations and so on, that we keep these people out because we need to have a safe environment.
Well, that's definitely something very important. I think also to consider that judo, we're kind of lucky because we have the judo values guiding almost everyone as they come through judo, and they have that deeply ingrained in them over many years. So automatically, as we have spoken to some of the coaches earlier, they express those judo values automatically when they become coaches, when they work with others. But of course there are exceptions. Or sometimes, do you think the cultural differences can also influence in the behavior that's acceptable within the parameter or the range of safeguarding? Do you think this safeguarding policy will create a more generic guideline that's applicable across all the different cultures?
I'm quite sure, because there are some basic rules. Respect privacy, make sure that male and female athletes have separate wardrobes, for example. So there's a lot of little things which can be done easily to make it more safe. And the biggest problem is the trade-off between performance. And I think there's still a lot of coaches around who think, okay, to be successful, we need to be very hard, to maybe be even violent in some situations. But I think the times now do not allow this. We have to be very clear. We have to create awareness. We have to educate the coaches on all levels, in all federations. This is our common goal, that everybody understands. We are a tough sport, we are a combat sport, but we have our values. And any abusive, no matter oral or even physical, are totally unacceptable. And we have, of course, also our disciplinary code, and there were some penalties already given during the last years. But the other point is also, again, create awareness, make people aware and teach people what is okay and what is not okay. And I think also these references changed over time, and what is 15 or 20 years ago is a different situation than now. And I think it's good for us to put safety and well-being of our athletes really in the core of our considerations.
And I know you're also the president of Austria Judo Federation. And can you give us some example of the policies and framework from your federation?
In Austria, for example, it's one of the criteria to get federal money to have such safety concepts. Even the clubs need to have it. So as a national federation, we work on creating templates so that it's easy for a club to define, okay, this is our concept, this is how we work. These are situations we want to avoid. To have a more safe environment, and also to keep people out, because when like potential bad people would like to enter, they need to know in judo it's very hard, because they have these concepts, they are very attentive and so on. This is what we do. It is a hard way, it's sometimes bureaucratic, but we try to explain to people that again every step counts, and start on the practical level step by step, and then we all work on a safer environment.
Well, that's definitely a good example for some of the other federations to follow. And just one last question. Of course, when something bad happens that is in violation of the rules, either of the federation or of the policy, the implementation of the punishment, what do you think? How should that be handled generally?
Also, this is part of the concept. You know, on one hand side, you teach people. On the other hand, you need to have clear consequences. And this is even sometimes below the level of police and courts. You know, if somebody is not behaving properly, maybe this is not brought to the court. But it's already enough for us to say you are not welcome here. If you are acting as coach like this, then you cannot get a license. So we have to set our limits even on a lower level. And it's not about police, of course, in severe cases, of course it will go to court, but we should be ready to deal with cases even before. But for me, it's much more important to have the teaching and education aspect so that everybody is aware. And I think we are all human beings, and it's not in the nature of somebody to be violent. So I'm very optimistic and positive that with these educational efforts we can create a better environment.
Well, thank you, and I think this is very important message, especially coming from the top, when the federations, athletes, staff, coaches see that at the continental level, they care so much about creating safe environment. They will definitely take the message more seriously. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.